phones, computers, Game Boys, and so on. It is important to keep in mind.
We look back at the IBM Simon Personal Communicator, the first commercially available smartphone, previous decade. Let's keep exploring the past and uncovering more fashion history.
Rhythms provide fair and accurate diagnosis.
Technology moves fast, and the 1990s were filled with gadgets and trends that once felt revolutionary, but now barely get a mention. Let's rewind the clock and uncover tech trends from the 90s that most people have completely forgotten. Encarta CD-ROM encyclopedia. Long before Wikipedia, there was Microsoft Encarta, a multimedia encyclopedia stored on CD-ROMs. It was packed with articles, pictures, videos, and even interactive quizzes. Students across the globe used Encarta for school projects, often relying on its content as a substitute for trips to the library. But the internet's explosion and free access to constantly updated information meant Encarta faded into tech history by the 2000s. IR file sharing. Sharing files wirelessly via infrared was a slow and tedious process, but in the pre-Bluetooth era, it was the only way to beam contacts, pictures, or ringtones between two compatible devices. The devices had to be perfectly aligned and within a few inches of each other, making the process clunky. Once Bluetooth arrived, IR file sharing quickly became obsolete. Dot matrix printers. Dot matrix printers were once a staple in both offices and homes. They worked by striking an ink-soaked ribbon against the paper, creating characters and images from tiny dots. Noisy and slow by today's standards, they were popular for printing carbon copy forms and multi-part documents. The rise of inkjet and laser printers in the late 90s made dot matrix models obsolete for most users. TV-VCR combos. The all-in-one TV-VCR combo unit was a popular household item in the 1990s. It was a compact solution for small bedrooms or dorm rooms, saving space and reducing clutter. Families would rent VHS tapes and pop them straight into their combo unit. Once DVDs, flat-screen TVs, and streaming services took over, these bulky combos vanished. Clippy, the Microsoft Office assistant. Clippy, the animated paperclip assistant in Microsoft Office, was introduced to help users with writing and formatting tasks. While Clippy was widely ridiculed for being intrusive, he became an icon of 90s tech culture. Microsoft eventually retired Clippy in the early 2000s after users complained more than they praised. Still, many remember him as a quirky piece of digital nostalgia. CD tower racks. During the CD era, it was common to have towering plastic or wooden racks filled with dozens, if not hundreds, of music CDs. These racks were a status symbol for music lovers and a point of pride for anyone curating their collection. But with the rise of MP3 players and streaming platforms, those once cherished CD towers became dusty relics in attics and garages. Pagers and beepers. Before smartphones and even basic mobile phones were widely accessible, pagers, also known as beepers, were a symbol of urgency and importance. Doctors, business people, and even teenagers used them to receive short numeric messages or a phone number to call back. You couldn't reply via the device itself, but it was the first taste of mobile communication. Once cell phones became affordable and SMS took over, pagers quickly disappeared. ICQ and early instant messengers. Long before WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, or Discord, ICQ was one of the original instant messaging platforms. Launched in 1996, ICQ introduced the concept of real-time online chat with features like user IDs, status messages, and message history. It had a distinctive "uh-oh" notification sound that's instantly recognizable to 90s internet users. Over time, it was overshadowed by AOL Instant Messenger, MSN Messenger, and eventually, modern apps. Zip drives. Zip drives were high-capacity floppy disks that offered much more storage than the standard 1.44 megabyte floppy. For a time, they were the go-to option for backing up files or transferring large documents, especially in schools and offices. However, zip drives were expensive, somewhat unreliable, and quickly became redundant with the rise of USB flash drives and writable CDs. If this trip down memory lane brought back some nostalgia or taught you something new, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more blasts from the past.